Up in the sky. It's a bird.
It's a plane!
First of all, congratulations on the trilogy being
Thank
complete.
you.
How did you decide the 12 pubs?
The names or
the names,
well,
and were they based on real pubs?
They're all real pub names. We basically wrote the script, we decided what was going to happen in each pub, and then we chose the pub name in accordance with what happens in each pub. So so each pub name is like a tarot card with the pub sign, and the name tells you what's going to happen inside. So when you watch the film again, you'll be able to track the tarot cards as they're laid down. Also, the 12 pubs is important because it's like the 12 steps to recovery, which is an important theme in the film. And yeah, we went through a big list of pub names and made sure that each one was indicative of what happens within.
Do you feel relieved that it's finally the third one? You'll hear the, well, what's the next one? What's the next film?
Well, we will get that anyway.
Yeah,
I think we've drawn to a close a series of films that abide by a certain criteria. That you know, when you watch these films, they're a connective tissue between all three of them, and they can be watched as a threesome. You know, a trilogy is such an overused word. It's a bit lofty, but I suppose it is a kind of trilogy of movies. The next thing we do won't have to abide by that criteria. We won't have to be set in the UK. It won't have to be present day. It won't have to be about friendship and growing up. It won't have to have ice cream in it or me falling over a fence. You know, those things are what binds these three films together. So the next thing we do, who knows? It might not even be a genre.
What are you most proud of this, looking back at this trilogy?
I'm proud that we finished it. You know, I think it's not easy to get films made in the UK, and getting one of them done, it was a bit of a triumph, to be honest. So getting the chance to do three, I think is pretty cool.
Yeah. And they're all terrific, and I'm not going to keep you. I know we only have one question.
Okay.
But,
you haven't got the tap yet, though.
No, I haven't gotten the tap yet. So, well, what's next for you? Do you guys think about it, or are you just getting this over with?
No, me and Edgar and Simon, I think I'm going to take a bit of time off now in terms of creatively. Obviously, we're still best mates, so we hang out a lot. Yeah. I've got a film coming out in January that I did with Chris O'Dowd and Rashida Jones, where I play like a salsa expert, and you know, I think people will enjoy seeing me dance, hopefully.
I think so.
Yeah, good.
I did get the tap, but
Can you talk a little bit about casting? I mean, you always get these great people in your films, top to bottom, and what's the importance of getting this cast right?
I think in a lot of cases we write for those actors. So obviously Simon and Nick were always going to be in the movie, but then Martin Freeman had been in Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz in small roles, but we really wanted him to be in a bigger part in this one, so we wrote a role for him. We wrote a role for Paddy Considine. Eddie Marzan I'd never worked with, but Nick Frost had, and he's fantastic, and he'd done a lot of like darker parts recently, so we wanted to write him a really comedic part because he's very lovable in this movie. So I think you end up writing for people. We even had a draft of the script where we wrote the actors' names in instead of the characters, which was like a trick that we stole from Tom Lennon's book. But it really works. And it was a very strange final draft document that had Simon Pegg, Martin Freeman, Nick Frost, you know, and then their dialogue. Because then you start to tune it to those actors. So that's kind of fun to do.
was there ever a time that you felt that you needed to expand on this world again, or was it always going to be 3?
I don't know. I mean, I think the idea of a third one came up after Hot Fuzz. Is that I think people kept asking us about a third one, and then it actually occurred to us of the way that they were linked and the themes that ran through them. And when we had an idea, the story idea for this, it felt like it could be quite a final statement on some things. Like we've dealt with like perpetual adolescence in all 3 movies, whether it's Shaun in like Shaun of the Dead needs to grow up, in like Hot Fuzz, like Nicholas Angel almost needs to dumb down to like help Danny Butterman grow, and they find each other in the middle. And then this one, like Simon's character is almost the hero and the villain of the piece, in that like he desperately wants to be 18 again, and as soon as he turns that clock back, all hell breaks loose.